Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
You have not experienced Shakespeare until you have read him in the original Klingon.
Speak. Is King Duncan dead?
Lord, great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hands. That voice.
Quiridian is a most unusual man. You saw Macbeth? It was my father.
Well, then I'll talk to Lady Macbeth.
Caesar, beware the Ides of March.
No, child, no!
Tonight, the Quiridian players present Hamlet, another in a series of living plays presented in space, dedicated to the tradition of classic theater.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting fires must render up myself. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. Thy soul, freeze thy young blood.
Oh, please, the thing. It will catch the conscience of the king.
From a great human poet, Shakespeare. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
A brave new world that has such creatures in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What should I do but tend upon the hours and times of your desire?
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Written by an earthman named Shakespeare a long time ago.
Which does not alter the fact that I wrote it again yesterday.
There's a line from Shakespeare.
Yes, Bones, I remember it. How sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child.
Indeed, Captain.
You programmed all that from memory?
I have. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 4.
No doubt about your memory, Spock.
Have we not heard the chimes at midnight?
What would your favorite author say, Captain? Let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. Tell us your sad story, Kirk.
If there is to be a brave new world, our generation is going to have the hardest time living in it.
Excelsior's been hit.
Our revels now are ended, Kirk. Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Ah, the game's afoot, huh? Cry havoc, and let's slip the dogs of war.
Bones!
I am constant as the northern star.
I'd give real money if he'd shut up.
Tickle us, do we not laugh? Prick us, do we not bleed? Wrong us, shall we not revenge?
I offer a toast. The undiscovered country. The future.
Tach, pa, tach, be.
To be or not to be?
That is the question which preoccupies our people, Captain Kirk. We need breathing room.
Stop me if I'm wrong, but do we have any way of knowing whether this is the real you?
I thought I would assume a pleasing shape.
Tach, pa, tach, be. To be or not to be. Well, most kind. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I recognize this court system
as the one that agreed with that line from Shakespeare. Kill all the lawyers.
Which was done.
Leading to the rule, guilty until proven innocent.
My chemical nutrients are like your blood. If you prick me, do I not leak?
Struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. All the galaxy is a stage.
World, not galaxy. All the world's a stage. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form, in moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god.
Was it not one of the captain's favorite authors who wrote, "This above all, to thine own self be true"?
So long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long lives this. And this gives life to thee.
When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state. Is it just words to you? Or do you fathom the meaning?
Is that not the morning which breaks yonder?
I think it be. We have no great cause to desire the approach of day.
I think the king is but a man, as I am. The violet smells to him as it doth to me. Methinks I could not die any place so contented as in the king's company, his cause being just and his quarrel honorable.
That's more than we know.
The king is not bound to answer the particular endings of his soldiers, the father of his son, nor the master of his servant.
Splendid. Data, splendid. You're getting better and better.
Freeze program.
Listen to what Shakespeare is telling you about the man, Data. A king who had true feeling for his soldiers would wish to share their fears with them on the eve of battle.
Now, if these men do not die well, it will be a black matter for the king who led them to it.
Consider the men and women you would lead into a lost cause.
If the cause is just and honorable, they are prepared to give their lives. He was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes, for they in thee 1,000 errors see, but 'tis my heart that loves what they despise. My love is a fever, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. It needs must wither. The play. A Midsummer Night's Dream. We have performed in London, Paris, Milan. Milan.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over...
Mrs. Carmichael, thank goodness you're here.
We need someone to read a part. You're just in time.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have found our Titania. Don't you agree? I find it hard to believe that you are doing this for the benefit of my soul. Well, now that you've shuffled off the mortal coil, we're free to spend a little time together. A little time together. How much? Eternity.
Out and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I hear abjure. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, I'll... Captain,
Sir, your attention is wandering.
Data, I can barely see you.
Computer, modify holodeck program Data 7-3. Shakespeare's The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1. Increase torchlight by 20%.
There, that's much better. Prospero finds himself in a world where his powers are no longer needed. So we see him here about to perform one final creative act before giving up his art forever. What scene?
Miranda's first encounter with other human beings.
Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
It seemed appropriate.
And I'm sorry, Doctor, I just don't see the value of this man's work.
But Garrett, Shakespeare is one of the giants of human literature.
I knew Brutus was going to kill Caesar in the first act. But Caesar didn't figure it out until the knife was in his back. He's supposed to be a leader of a great empire, a brilliant military tactician, and yet he can't see what's going on under his own nose.
Could this be? What could have happened?
I'm afraid the fault, dear Tane, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
What?
Something I learned from Dr. Bashir.
Who's he?
It's Damar, the new head of the Cardassian government.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Looks like a man who doesn't sleep.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more." Damar does murder sleep.
The phrase, "never say die," is originally from a 19th century poem based on Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice.
I do not seek leadership.
Kalis said, great men do not seek power. They have power thrust upon them.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Where'd you hear that?
Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 5. Your communications officer was kind enough to provide us with some of your literature. It's generating magnetic currents.
I've got friends back at home who are not going to believe this.
I have friends who'll be equally impressed with Macbeth. Captain Archer?
I'm afraid Shakespeare only wrote 36 plays. So it might be best if you take your time memorizing them.
By all means.